Morning, Matt Lay here from Lay Brothers Consulting, coming at you with our sixth installment of the video series Management Reminders. This week we're going to stay in the realm of communication and talk about a concept we call venting is cool, triangulation not so much. And what we're looking at here is kind of the concept that when you move into management or when you're in management, one of the things you need to figure out is what is your kind of availability look like? Are you an open door, closed door, office type of person? And we kind of see this existing between two poles that we want to kind of keep in check. And that can be slightly dangerous because, or to have some subtlety to it, because they're both positives on the poles unless they're taken to their extremes. And it's the pole of the management responsibility to create space and then the management responsibility to create value. And on the create space side of it, you have a management disposition that's towards that open door policy that says, anyone come on in, I'm here for a conversation, I am your resource, come to me whenever you need me for whatever you need me for. That could be help on a project, guidance. That guidance can all of a sudden start to look more like therapy, and then all of a sudden you become someone who spends half an hour to 45 minutes talking to one of your employees about what's going on with either another employee, something that's going on at home, something that doesn't necessarily create value. You might be creating space, but in the long run, it's not creating value for the company. As you realize that space is growing larger and larger, it's starting to impede on actual work getting done. So that's one end. We'll call that the space creation. And then the other end with the value creation, you have the disposition of more like that closed door office of, I'm here to create value for the company. That's my main responsibility as a manager. So if you don't have an answer to your problem, don't come into my office, aka don't waste my time. If we're going to talk about personal stuff, we can do that after hours, but when we're in the office, we're here to work. That's good. You're really emphasizing the value side of things. But when you do it to that extreme, what you're ending up doing is potentially losing on opportunities for collaboration, for people to bring you their nascent ideas that might need a little bit of support to really grow into something interesting and useful. You're probably reducing creativity, and that human interaction is a very important part about being a manager. So if you're not able to connect with your people, it's really hard to work together when things get anxious or tough. And so that overemphasis on value creation that doesn't leave any room for space creation, it doesn't necessarily help. And so that's where this concept for us comes into the middle, sort of a two-part. So venting is cool, triangulation not so much, is a reminder for us that, look, we should keep the door open for any conversation as a starting point. So if someone comes in for the first time about pretty much any topic, you want to be a good listening ear. If they need to just vent about work that they're doing, something going on at home, even another person within your office, it's an okay place to be as a manager to allow that conversation to happen. But setting a clear expectation that come in once, that's venting. If you come in again, now you're starting to move in triangulation or wasting space, creation over value creation. And so that second meeting, if it's on the same topic, either needs to have that other person in the room, so we're not doing triangulation, or looking for action items out of how to solve the problem that we're continuing to talk about. And so it's that sense of setting the clear expectation that, yeah, my door's open. Any conversation, glad to start it with you, figure out where we're at. Let's spitball ideas, talk through what we think we could do with this. But if we're going to continue that conversation, we need to start looking at where's the value side of it and make sure that we're not triangulating with people. So holding in mind that venting is cool, in a sense, allowing people initial conversation, triangulation not so much, not allowing that conversation to continue without some sort of resolution action item in the midst of it will help you keep that space creation and value creation kind of in balance. It's been a great trick for us as we've worked in management. I hope it works for you. And if you have any comments or questions, please share them below. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Thanks.